Hi there! Thank you for watching. My name is Christiana and my channel is Well Behaved Wallet, where I talk about mindset, motivation, and making or saving money. I am coming at you today with my July budget wrap up and also what I'm going to call kind of month in review, sort of the highs and the lows, the best parts, the worst parts, and how that reflected in my spending, with the goal of understanding my spending psychology better so that I'm able to have better control over my money and ultimately affect how my life is going, the direction my life takes. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Alrighty, so let's get into the numbers. When I share, actually no, let's start with the highs and lows of the month because this is where it really matters, right? This is the stuff of life. Numbers only matter insofar as they allow you to experience and spend time with the people that you love and to do the things that you love, right? So I'm using my plum paper planner here. This is the 7x9 size that I absolutely love. And this is sort of the month I guess month beginning template, and I use these little circles. I didn't know what to use them for at first, but I go back and I fill them in retroactively after the month to say these are my top three favorite moments of the month. So number one would be 4th of July fireworks with my mama. Number two would be my mom leaving for Israel and kind of the change and the new avenues that brings to both of us, her achieving her dream. Number three would be meeting my friend's new baby that they just adopted, that they've been in the process of doing for like years, but really just kind of intensively this year. And it was so cool because he was a local. His mom lives locally, and they're planning on meeting up soon. So it was just so neat that they were able to do a domestic adoption, and it's going to be so exciting to watch him grow up. And I feel really, really blessed to be a part of his life at this stage in time. So that was definitely number three. And then number four was a mastermind call that I had that's really exciting. If you want more info on that, let me know. I'm happy to share. So those are my top, I guess that's 4 moments of the month, and they were really, really exciting. And as I look back, I realized that none of those involve money. Well, one of them did, but that was more because I wanted to do that because I was happy for the family. But really being present and realizing what matters and what's the most exciting helps me to kind of keep my budget in check and to say, okay, this is what's really important. This is what the numbers look like. How can you adjust them? Because I get caught up in that trap of thinking that more things or more stuff will lead to happiness. And that's not the case. However, being a good manager of your money does lead to a sense of satisfaction, and that's what I'm after. So let me get into the numbers for you. So I will tell you how much I intended to spend and how much I actually spent, and then tell you the variance between the two. So I have 8 categories. I have my fixed expenses, and those just come out every month. And then I have my variable expenses, and those are the ones that, like, after your things like housing, electric, any insurance payments, healthcare payments that you have that are reoccurring, cell phone, those are the variable spendings where you really can get the most traction. And those are the things that if you're not watching, you can be like, where did all my money go? So that's what I look at as I'm closing out for the month. I keep track daily, and then I go back and I reconcile. So I have 8 categories here. I used to have 6, but now I have 8. And here they are. So number 1 is clothing, and number 2 is gifts. And I added those in. I don't add anything. I don't allocate spending to them every month, but when I do, it's usually necessary. So I didn't have anything allocated, so they're 100% variance at this point. I went 100% over what I had budgeted. So for clothing, and this is a big one again because I was kind of treating my mom to stuff as she was going out. Because it's more expensive to buy clothing, things like clothing and cosmetics over there. So we spent $135 total. I spent $135 total, and for gifts I spent $50. It was for the baby because I really want to celebrate him. So the third category is gas. I had budgeted $150 and I only spent $123. That's an 18%. I came in under budget by 18%. Groceries. This is a big one. And the reason I went over was sort of twofold. I did a lot of, I'd say miscellaneous. I went to a health food store locally, which I'm happy to support, which is good. I ordered some supplements this month, things like collagen and protein and like greens. And I wouldn't change that because I'm feeling the best I've ever felt, and it was kind of like a family decision. I did that for my mom as well. So I had budgeted 150 and I came in at 239. That's an overage of 59%. So that's a huge overage, but worth it for sure. The next category is personal care. I had budgeted $60. I spent zero. So I spent $0 in personal care, which for me is great. So I came in $100 under budget or 100% under budget. Transportation, that's things over and above everyday gas, like if I have a car repair or my Easy Pass bill, which is so random when it will hit. It bugs me to no end because they'll take a prepaid amount and it's tough you can't like set the amount. It just kind of comes out whenever, and that's super frustrating, but I just try to be prepared for it. So that was, I budgeted $60 and that was $35. So that was a 41%. I came in under, so I'll take that. Food out was $175. I only spent $122. So that's plus. So I came in under by 30%. And then my miscellaneous category, and that includes things like entertainment, parking. Let me see what else. I had this all listed out for you guys so that you would know. Like if I needed to rent a towel at a yoga class, a beach fee, I bought shampoo, I bought like lady stuff. So that all goes into miscellaneous. So that... I had budgeted 166 and I only spent 111, so I came in at only 33% under. So overall for my variable spending, I had allocated a total of $761 and I spent $815, and that's an overage. I went over budget by 7.14%, which is not a tremendous amount, and it's under 10%, so anywhere between like 5 to 8% is fine, is what I look at it as. So I'm totally happy with that and happy to sort of have that be my wrap up for the month. So if I had to grade myself, I would say that's a solid, I'll call it a B, solid B. In terms of my monthly budget, things that I had anticipated and things that I had sort of planned for in advance. I think that, so how would I address the biggest overages going forward? So in the areas of clothing and gifts, I think it's just a matter of being realistic and saying, hey, what are you budgeting for? Like, I didn't know, there was no way that I could have anticipated the baby, because it was not a complete surprise, but even for the family, because that was stressful for them because they didn't know up until the day after he was born. So he was born on Mother's Day, and they didn't know until like after that they were going to be chosen, that the birth mom picked them. So super stressful for them. This time schedule wise just happened to work out. So I think, I don't know, it's tough to kind of try to plan ahead. I think maybe having like a slush fund for gifts, I don't even know, like that's not really realistic, I don't think, for me. But I think that I did the best with what I had, for sure. Clothing, I don't regret a penny of that, because that was something that I was happy to do for my mom. So the areas of groceries and where else? No, really just groceries. So I will let you know that, because that's a pretty big overage. It was like 59%. And here's where that came in. So I went to a local store by us. It's called Organica, and so it's like an independent health food store, and I love to support them. So that's why the prices are a little bit higher than you might pay online. Like I could have gone online and I bought essential oils to make a cleaning spray, and I could have gone online and got them cheaper, but I decided not to because I wanted to support them. They're thriving business-wise, and they've been there for 20 years, and I really want to support sort of smaller homegrown shops. So I don't regret that spending at all. I don't think there's anything that I would do differently with that. Something else that I'm just realizing now, and I didn't necessarily track, was that I had a gift card from my company. I won, or on our company retreat, I shared a room with a colleague, and I got a $200 gift card, and I wanted to spend it all at once, but there were difficulties with a couple of the different merchandisers that I tried to spend it at, and I wasn't able to spend it all at once, so I just ended up spending it here and there on groceries, and I ended up calling in and getting a balance, so that, and I had like $22 left for this month, so that actually takes some of that overage down. But it still doesn't change the fact that that's how much I spent. So all that to say, I have other kind of sources of income, and it's not sort of willy-nilly frivolous spending in the grocery category. It's all very, very considered. So I happen to have spent it at Walmart to get industrial strength grocery bags for those giant cleanouts that you see me do. So that was where that went. And again, it's just a matter of being accountable for me and knowing exactly where every dollar is going at this point, because I think awareness is key for me, to be aware of what's going where and to be accountable for, again, for what's going where at the end of the month. So that's the wrap up. If I'm the CEO of Me Inc., that's my sort of report to the shareholders, which are me, which is me. And that's my monthly report. And I say thank you so much to you for watching and for, actually, no, I take that back. I'm not the shareholder. You are, because you're watching this journey with me. So that's my report. That's my being accountable. And I thank you again for watching, and I hope that you'll keep watching. Bye.